All right, welcome to the explainer. You know the drill, right? You're trying to change a flight and you're talking to a chatbot, or you send an email and get that instant automated reply. We are talking to company AI literally all the time. But have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on behind that screen? Well, that's what we're going to do today. Let's dive in.
So I'm asking you, when you're talking to a company's AI, who are you actually talking to? I mean, really? Is it just a bunch of code? Is there a person pulling the strings somewhere? Or is it something totally different? This one question is at the absolute heart of how customer service is being turned on its head. And trust me, the answer is probably not what you're thinking.
Okay, so here's the big reveal, the central idea for this whole explainer. It's that the communication is always, ultimately, from humans to humans. Get that? It's always people talking to people. Even when we're using AI, it's just a new layer, right? A new go-between for us to communicate. The AIs are basically just our representatives, our agents, acting on our behalf.
So to really wrap our heads around this, we're going to use this really cool, really simple tool. It's called the interface matrix. But don't let the name fool you, okay? Just think of it as a map for every single way we can talk to a business, from how we used to do it to what we do now, and yeah, what's coming next. And the key? It's just a simple 2x2 grid. That's it. No crazy flowcharts, no complicated diagrams. We can take pretty much every digital conversation we have and just slot it right onto this grid. It's a super clear way to see the whole picture. So let's build this thing out, shall we? Okay, first piece of our map, the horizontal line, the x-axis. This represents you, us, the customer. On one side, you've got you, a human, talking directly. And on the other side, you could have your own personal AI agent do the talking for you. Simple, right? And now for the vertical axis, the y-axis. This side represents the company, the service. And just like us, they have two options. On one side, they can have a human employee step in. On the other, they can use their own AI, like a chatbot or an automated system. And boom. Just like that, our map is complete. All right, so now that we've built our map, you can see how these two lines create 4 boxes, 4 quadrants, and each one represents a totally unique way we connect with companies. Let's actually walk through them one by one, because they tell this fascinating story about where customer service has been, and more importantly, where it's going. First up, quadrant 1, the old classic, human to human. You know this one. It's picking up the phone and talking to a real person, walking into a store, or even just sending an email directly to someone you know. It's the traditional way, and look, it's not going anywhere, especially for the really complicated stuff or in industries like finance or healthcare where trust is absolutely everything. Okay, next up is quadrant 2, the one we are all very familiar with. Sometimes a little too familiar, right? This is human to service AI. This is you, tapping away at a company's chatbot or using their automated booking website. As of right now, this is the dominant interface. It's how most big companies handle the massive fire hose of customer requests they get every single day. Now, here's where things start to get really interesting. Quadrant 3 is where the power dynamic really begins to shift. We're talking personal AI to human. So picture this. Your own personal AI assistant goes out and gets quotes from 3 different human contractors for a home repair. It talks to them, gets the details, and then just presents you with the best options. Your AI does all the boring legwork, talking to real people on your behalf. This is just starting to emerge, but man, is it going to be a game changer. And that brings us to the final box, quadrant 4, the future. Personal AI to service AI. This is where your AI talks directly to the company's AI. No humans in the loop for the initial chat. It just handles it. It schedules your doctor's appointment. It disputes a charge on your bill. And this right here is the perfect proof of that main idea we started with. Because we're the ones who set the rules for our AIs. We review what they do, and we're always there to step in when something gets tricky. So let's just do a super quick recap, okay? We've got human to human, the traditional way, then human to service AI, that's what's dominant today. Then we have the emerging one, personal AI to human. And finally, the future, personal AI to service AI. Seeing them all laid out like this on the map, it just makes the whole evolution crystal clear, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got our map, we understand the 4 quadrants. Now let's talk about the journey, the trend line. Because this isn't random. There is a very, very clear direction all of this is heading. Now, first things first, it's super important to get this. This isn't going to be like flipping a switch overnight. All 4 of these ways of talking are going to coexist for years to come. The pace of change? Well, that's going to depend on a bunch of things. The industry, what country you're in, the type of service, and yeah, even your own personal choices. But the overall direction of the current, it is undeniable. And you can see that trend perfectly right here on this chart. Look at the past bar. Almost everything was human to human. Makes sense. Now look at the present. It's totally dominated by us talking to a services AI. But then look at the future bar. The vast majority of conversations are projected to be AI to AI. The other types don't disappear, but they become much more specialized, for specific situations.
So, we have the map. We see the direction we're all headed. Which brings us to the most important question of all. So what? Why does any of this matter to you and me? Because this isn't just some abstract theory. This has real, tangible, strategic consequences for all of us, right now. For us as individuals, the big takeaway is one word: leverage. Getting your own personal AI agent is going to give you a massive, massive advantage in negotiating better prices, in shopping smarter, and just managing the chaos of modern life. But for companies, there's a real risk here. If they're not careful, they could find themselves becoming a business that just serves other AIs, and they could lose that direct, vital, human connection to their actual customers.
And here is the real kicker. This change could happen a lot faster than big companies are expecting. Think about it. It is way easier for millions of us to just download and start using a new personal AI app than it is for some giant corporation to completely rebuild its entire customer service infrastructure from the ground up. And what does that mean? It means we, the customers, might be the ones who end up dragging businesses into the future, whether they're ready or not.
Which brings us right back to where we started. If our AIs are going to be doing most of the talking for us, if they're going to handle everything from booking our dinner reservations to fighting our insurance claims, what does that mean for us? The final question really isn't about the technology, is it? It's about people. As our AIs start talking to each other more and more, how do we make sure we keep the conversation ultimately human?